What up, cucks? It's your boy, the Hater. Today we're going to react to a video that someone sent me. It's men versus women in sports. I'm sure it's going to be a good time, and then I'll give my thoughts afterwards. Cuckolds. I'll probably also interrupt myself several times here and there. So let's get started.
I'm saying pay these women. That's what I'm saying. She's gonna go elegant about it. You need to be paid because you command the same respect. The game is just as good.
And then they motion. The guy ran at 50 yards. Get him.
Holy hell! Did you see that? Both of these tackles, but that poor little girl trying football just totally got pounced by that little boy. Oh my lord. Let's keep going.
Men always say how women's soccer sucks. Then come to the field and try it with us.
Let's just get it. Goal. Get wrecked. Oh my god. Get the ball. Look at that. Easy goal right there, coach. Easy goal.
In the starter's hands.
All right. I mean, women's soccer doesn't suck. It's just women's soccer. That's the only difference. Like, if you were to watch women playing soccer, you could have a fun game. There's no doubt about it, right? Just like if you were to watch, I don't know, 13-year-olds playing soccer, you could have a fun game. You know, we watch inferior soccer all the time. If you watch, like, I don't know, the Portuguese league, right? It's not as good as the English Premier League, but it's still entertaining, right? The idea, though, is that the comparison between the two is where the buck, stops, right? Women can play soccer really well with women, and it could be really good. I actually think women's soccer is one of those sports that, translates the best, right? Where you don't see the clear disparities as often, right? Whereas with, like, the WNBA, it's not even close. Like, nobody dunks, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, people bodying each other and things like that. So let's look at this race.
So let's see Asafa Power. He got away as you'd expect. He's going to gobble up the lead early. Puts a ball. Riley Day Usain's off.
United States, though. America in front. Jamaica being third or maybe even second place now.
The back straight from the US team. Fantastic to see her back at this did. It's the Polish quartet. And Melko here running in on the second leg for the Polish quartet.
My passion has always been soccer.
So
in the future, I would like my dream job will be have.
And in fourth place is Zoe Clark for Great Britain. So Amelka comes over to the changeover. We'll have two Polish women now on the last two legs.
To be crowned.
Oh, she's the anchor.
It's Ursutic. And it's Michael Cherry storming round that bend, trying to close the gap to Voss. And look at the speed with which Cherry takes the Polish woman. She's grimacing and she's being reeled in here to get caught here, but can she hang on for a medal? The gold is going to go to Michael Cherry, and the Alison Felix moves to 12 world titles. Really close on the line.
Don't know. She
got passed by like 4 dudes. Now, that's to be understandable. Nobody would ever suggest that women are as fast as men. She tried her best, motherfuckers. What can we do, But it's obvious. I don't even think we need this video to, like, let us know these obvious realities of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Ragdoll him.
Let's see what Dana.
First of all, have you ever seen Floyd Mayweather? Is about this tall. Okay. And she would ragdoll him as soon as she put her hands on him.
Under Rousey, who would ragdoll Floyd Mayweather, was destroyed by a 5'7.5", 134-pound woman this weekend. Serena Williams is not beating a single man. There's not a guy in the country in the ATP top 100 that's not beating Serena soundly.
Let's start with the elephant in the room.
That's right.
Why?
I mean, that goes without saying, right? Like, we have women's sports for a reason. I don't really know what the point of this video is. It's like we all know this. You know what I mean? I'm not sure why people ask me to react to this, but well, not people. One person. I'm saying shout out to you. You know who you are. But the idea is that like everybody knows that men are better at sports than women, right? And there's a number of reasons. Like obviously biological reality is the primary reason, but it's also like these sports were invented to be played for by men, and then they were adjusted to accommodate women. So certain things that might be like normal for a man are just not normal for a woman. Like the best example I can give, for example, is the NBA, right? The hoop is at a certain height, right? When they invented basketball, they were like, all right, we have to put it at a certain height where it's like reasonable for a man to kind of reach it or, to do a layup, right? But if women are shorter on average, right, just generally speaking, they're not going to have the same accessibility to the hoop. So the sport needs to adjust with the capabilities of the people, right? But it often doesn't, In high school, they have like lower hoops because they understand that like high school students are not NBA players. You want to see some of that excitement, at least in some high schools when I went to high school, and here we've got McEnroe just kind of talking about, I've seen this clip before, talking about Serena Williams or Venus Williams or one of them.
Was it necessary?
I think you're referring to the fact that I said she'd be about 700 in the world.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think, Charlie? You're a tennis guy. You like to play tennis. I see you on the tennis court.
Right.
What do you think that Serena Williams would be ranked if she played in the men's game?
I have no idea.
Well, if you had a guess.
Well, she seemed pretty strong to me. I mean,
very strong. The greatest female player ever.
Okay, nobody can prove this. Here's what.
Would you like to apologize?
No. But the offer is this. Why don't you combine, just solve the problem? I'm sure the men would be all for this. The men and women play together. And then we don't have to guess.
Oh, cool. Could be nearer 20.
40 love.
Si agita per il rumore appena sentito.
The hater played a little bit of tennis back in the day, and despite the rep that tennis has, I think it's a very boring sport personally. But my mom was like, "Oh, you got to play tennis." So I played some tennis, and I was okay. I wasn't anything special, but there are definitely levels to it, and it's a very athletic sport. That I can vouch for, right? Like the people are in incredible shape. They're running around the whole time, basically sprinting, and the power with which you hit a tennis ball is significant, right? And that power is much more easily generated by a man.
Va a servire ancora una volta
15. That's good because it's got the tape. It counts.
He has every right.
That's the way to finish it off. Yeah, I'll bet.
Well, this we know for sure.
Not even going for it. She doesn't even go for it. She knows she has no chance. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
Go
waiting
for
for.
it. There's no point in going for it. No point. All right, I think the point's been made. We don't have to watch the remainder of this. It's kind of a boring video, if I'm being honest. It's just men beating women at sports. Here's my final thoughts. Here are my final thoughts. Number one, it also comes down to money, right? The reality is this. Different people in this world have different options with what they can do. And as a result of that, people are primarily motivated by the rewards of their choices. So if a man becomes, I don't know, Roger Federer or Djokovic, not Djokovic. Is it Djokovic? Djokovic, right? I almost said Jokic for a second. If a man becomes that person, right, or Nadal or one of these, or John McEnroe, they can make an insane amount of money, right? When a woman does this, the money just isn't the same. Now, you can hit certain career milestones and become like a big superstar, but it's just not there. Caitlin Clark got paid like $70,000, to join whatever team she joined in the WNBA. Now, like for LeBron James, that's like a new watch, right? Her annual salary is something he might spend on on a nightclub on a random day, right? So the idea is because of that, the men that want to be athletes, right? They are of a higher level as well. There are women out there for sure, right? There are women out there that are athletically superior to, let's say, like Ronda Rousey, right, which we use as an example, right, which was bullshit. Dana White was lying, by the way. He knows the truth. There are women that are athletically superior, but they're like, okay, I can make $100K, let's say, playing in the WNBA, or I can make $200K being a dental assistant, right? So they're like, I think I'll go be a dental assistant. It's easier, and I get paid more, and there's no like risk of injury, right? Whereas for men, if LeBron James had the option of like playing for the Cavaliers when he started, or go to school and become a dental hygienist, he's like, I can make $200K, or I can make $200 million. I think I'm going to go with the $200 million, right? So economics are fundamentally what drives this primary difference. The other difference is that women are not good at sports the way that men are good at sports, right? Obviously, these women would destroy me in tennis, right? But I don't know if they would destroy one of my tennis-playing athletic friends, right? It's like more athletic than me, friends, right? So there you have it. I think it just comes down to that. But as this video has shown us, certain realities cannot be escaped, Cucks. And that's just how it is, and that's how it's going to be.